Well, guys, tonight here on Hot for History, we are going to talk about the rumors that are still swirling about Meghan Markle possibly running for political office, even the presidency. And I see Janet here already laughing before I even started. But this is somewhere in the news, and we're going to talk about it tonight on our live. Welcome, guys, to Hot for History. We want to know where you're from, but we typically like to talk about history and different quirky stories in history, but we also do talk about the royal family. And there's some recent royal news that we're going to go through tonight, including the possibility of what would Meghan get in a divorce settlement if there was one. If there was one, it's just a rumor. So we are going to talk about these things and more tonight on our live Hot for History. And we just want to welcome you guys. Tell me where you're from, and then we'll dive into this rumor about Meghan Markle possibly, running in politics and presidents. I mean, what would we call her? Duchess president? Would it be President Sussex? Like, what would even her name be? Greetings, guys. Greetings, guys. Okay, so let's kind of dive into it. Hello, Bunny. Haven't seen you in a while. Welcome from Tampa Bay and from Florida. I love to, and from California. Thank you, Janet, who was laughing before we even started. I know you're in a mood because we need to talk about this. Okay, so in a nutshell, I just kind of opened up, I opened up one of my apps and I saw this, and I have heard rumors before, and I want you guys to let me know your thoughts, but I have heard rumors before about her political aspirations, and it never sat with me. I'm like, this is just stupid. How would she do this? Although we do know that there have been actors that have been presidents before and TV personalities, but and we do know that we have some political figures who aren't necessarily all that slick. So I'm going to talk about this, and then I'm really curious to hear what you have to say. Hey, Gigi, she says, I'm just sick. I'm tired of her. I think we're all tired, of just the rumination. It doesn't end. And then Jerika makes a really good point. Like, would she qualify? I bet Bunny would have an answer for that, because number one, if you're royal, like, you're not supposed to be running for the US presidency or involved in politics. And she does still have her title, even though she's not a working royal. So there are things about this that are just sketchy, right? Hello, I'm trying to take it easy after surgery. I'm so sorry. Wait, surgery and remodeling your kitchen? Girl, you're like an overachiever. Definitely. I pray that you are better soon. Okay, I'm going to dive into this, and I want to hear your comments. I want to see, I bet Miss Bunny knows whether or not, Jerika has the question, would she qualify to run? So we'll unleash that in a second, but I just want to let you guys know where this is all coming from. This is GB News, and it says Prince Harry has been left in a tricky spot by an unexpected boost to Meghan Markle's political ambitions, according to a commentator. You know what? All of these news articles, they always say a reliable source, a commentator, an expert, but oftentimes they don't even mention who they are. But anyhow, reportedly, President Biden's sister, Valerie Biden Owens, is reportedly a fan of the Duchess and has endorsed the prospect of her running for the White House. Guys, I've got a lot to say about this, but I'm going to read the whole article. It comes after the hosts of setbacks for Meghan, which included the U.S. president refusing to grant her and Harry access on Air Force One for a lift home after the Queen's funeral. Meghan has reportedly been vying for a political career after she and Harry opted to break ties with the royal establishment. The pair sat down as working royals and moved to Montecito. We all know that, where they have grown increasingly distant. And by the way, increasingly unpopular. They botched up the Spotify account. Netflix is trying their best to figure out how they can get their money out of them, considering it hasn't really paid off. And now they're saying they want to run for president. Imagine if they had the budget and it was sort of like, here, America, here's $200 million. But by the way, you need to give us, 10 of these things. And they're like, sorry, we'll give you 3, but thank you for the money. Like, This is serious stuff. Imagine if they ran the country like they've run their career. No. Prince Harry, however, may take a slightly dimmer view of the development, according to GB News' Emily Carver, who says Meghan's political ambitions is not something he's keen of. It's a little bit tricky. They have different ambitions, and that is kind of at the heart of what people are rumoring to be marriage issues, that she wants to do everything by herself at this point and kind of separate herself from Harry. He's kind of a lost little puppy. Like, what's he going to be doing? And we're going to talk more about that in a second. Sorry. Meghan wants everything. She would be head of the universe if she could be. Harry is stuck in the past with all of his court cases going on. It's a little bit strange. Meghan Markle in the White House, now that would be something. And the thing is, normally I would just roll my eyes at it and said this is not true, but there's so many weird things going on in politics. And I don't want this to be, because what we are on this channel is that we have people from all different walks of life, different political spectrums, different races, different, like, countries, but politics, even globally, have been a hot mess. Okay. So I'm just saying that. Former Liberal Democrat Minister Norman Baker went on to comment on the story first reported by the Mail, outlining that what it would mean for the Duke and the new title he would bestow. Oh no, he says he would be the first gentleman. I believe it's extraordinary. American politics is so unpredictable, so who knows what they would do. According to the story, she is the most popular female candidate, ahead of Kamala Harris and Hillary Clinton. Okay, American politics is bonkers, but this is beyond bonkers. It's so bonkers, it could happen. Like I said, I would normally roll eyes, but I can tell you guys have some really good comments. Hold on, just let me finish. Biden's sister backing Meghan would be a boost for the Duchess's prospects, given her successful track record. She played a role in Biden's successful run for president. Oh, they're talking about Valerie. Okay. And has been previously nominated alternative representative of the United States. The Sussexes' relationship with Joe Biden has reportedly not been rosy in recent times, with the U.S. president's friendship with King Charles. Okay. Let's get into the questions and comments. Okay, so what I'm thinking before I even look, I mean, like I said, normally it'd be like, this is stupid. But there's some crazy, what crap going on. Okay, I think I'm going to go back and look. This is nutty. You have to be smart to run for president. Well, I don't know about that. But you have to, I think, be smarter than how they've exhibited their intelligence in the past couple of years, and not to mention, imagine the background checks. Imagine they would have to go all into okay, what happened with this? What happened with that? How did you get to America? How did you get into the United States with your husband's, drug thing? Like, what happened there? Like, and don't forget the strength of the royal family. I think it's a crazy story, and I'm going to leave it as a crazy story, but I bring it up because I've heard it so much. Okay, it's nutty. She's too celebrity to hold any office. Yeah, she isn't a powerhouse big enough to fill the president's shoes. She might try to run for Congress. Yeah, I think so. And not only that, honestly, they don't they make money if it's sort of undercover, you know what I mean? But there's not even a lot of money to be made by running for president, except for after, when you get these big speaking engagements. Markle is nuts. Who's going to vote for someone? And that's the other thing. I haven't even finished your let me read your thing first. Whose credentials is carrying a suitcase? her credentials is carrying the suitcase. Okay. That's funny. FYI, anyone who's a U.S.-born citizen can be president, including a convicted felon. Make it make sense. Okay, so what I'm thinking is this. She's not popular. Like, I feel like singing that song from Wicked. Popular. I just don't think that she's popular enough. She's not popular enough. And people don't like her. And this is not me saying, Democrat, Republican. Democrats and Republicans don't like Meghan. Now, she does have many people who do like her, but it's just not, it's leaning so in the opposite direction for her that I can't see this happening. But why are the rumors continually coming up? From the very beginning, when she came over to America, it was like Meghan Markle has political aspirations. I just can't see her putting in the work. She would be one of these that's like absent. Sorry, I'm absent. Like that would be her. That would be her. Okay, so title of nobility amendment bestowed by a foreign power would be stopped from holding federal office. Thank you, Heather. I was looking for that. So yeah, they seem to have a lot of issues. Yes, Dorica, like, on our lives, like we try, like we have people from all different walks of life with different opinions who love and hate them. But it's growing so much more to look like people aren't as crazy about her, right? What if she divorced and dropped the title? That's a good question. That's a possibility. Heather, I'm sorry, y'all, but Meghan cannot run according to the title of nobility amendment. Thank you for saving us because I was trying to believe that. Okay, so Kim. Okay, but Kim, I'm not a big fan, but I am kind of a fan. Kim works. And Kim, granted, she's had a lot of support for studying, but she has taken her celebrity and she has helped to release people from prison. She has. And so I'm just saying, I know people compare Harry and Meghan to the Kardashians a lot. I don't even think they're in the same league. And again, I'm not saying I know there's a lot of superficiality with the Kardashians, but I do think that they've worked really hard. I do. That's just me sounding like a Barbie. I know. Okay, so put Hillary. This seems like more of a fifth grade presidential run, popular, right? With false hopes of pizza day. Yeah, it's not. I mean, I think what happened, Dorica, was that Biden's sister, who is in politics, made a statement like that. And so, like, all of the media was like, ooh, let's talk about it, let's make this a thing. So I think they're the ones who resurrected it. And I think you're right. It's like, it's nonsense. So we do have other things we're going to talk about too. Kardashian is not a lawyer. She barely passed the baby. Yeah, there was the baby bar, needed to take the real test. I think she gave up studying for the test. She probably did. I guess we'll have to watch next season, Bunny, to see. Okay, so let's talk about the Suits thing. Let me make sure there's no other comments. Oh, I'm watching Suits. Okay, well, Christian, perfect timing. Okay, so, and if Christian, if you're like a fan, tell me like what you think. Okay, so this producer, I'm not even going to read the article. One of the producers, because Netflix is burning up, like it is crushing it with all of their reruns, or they don't call them it's like, I don't know, whatever. They're crushing it. They had like 3 billion watch minutes, like the last time they were. So they are crushing it in these, reruns. And so the producer was asked, hey, is there any truth to Meghan Markle possibly coming back? And he's like, I have not heard anything. He says, we are in talks about, going into production again. And he says, I wouldn't discount anything. I mean, anything can happen. He goes, but I don't know of anything like that. We don't know of anything like that. So would Meghan be on Suits? I would probably be curious. I would be curious if she came in there, but I don't think she would last very long. Her acting wasn't that great. And I don't think she wants to have like a regular kind of gig like that. I just don't. I don't think so. Yes. Okay, popular now. You got that song. I know. Oh, it's such a great song. So she couldn't get along with her family. And that's the thing. So, she has the royal family, like part of her job as the president would be to maintain a relationship with the royal family, not just parliament, not just the prime minister, but the royal family. And she can't, she can't be, and she keeps like the word markled, like she cuts people off or people cut themselves off from her. She just would not be a very good diplomat, and she would not, in my opinion, be, maybe she would be good at getting money because it seems like they've been good at getting money, but then being able to follow through on contractual obligations, no. No. So, and yes, she cut her dad off too, which always makes me sad. Sorry I was late. Love your lives. Thank you, Riley. Yeah, you missed. We were talking about Meghan Markle possibly being president, and I don't know. It just seems so wild. So Hillary's a civil lawyer who changed the laws about imprisoning juveniles in adult prisons. She did that after graduating from law school and marrying Bill Clinton. I mean, I obviously Meghan doesn't have any political, you know, experience, except for being able to convince the royal family that she was on their side. Civil rights lawyer. Okay, so she's a fantastic actress. She is so much smarter than that. She's gorgeous, and everything about her that we have seen is amazing. Look what we have now. Everyone near the White House is connected. I mean, you do make a point. I mean, I would love to have more outsiders. I would love to have more outsiders in DC. That is true. And I'm not going to disagree that she's gorgeous. I don't agree with you about the fantastic actress thing. I think she might be smart. Carolyn, I'm just kind of breaking down. I think she might be smarter than some people I've seen in Congress. Even maybe even in the presidency, but I don't think of her as being that smart. I think she's smart and shrewd in some ways. And I give her that. Like there's a part of me that really respects Meghan for it's just an odd. It's sort of like the thing that you're frustrated with the most about her is also the thing that you kind of respect. So there are aspects of, her trying to stir the pot enough, which is kind of commendable if they would have been able to pull it off, but they've like struck out on so many things. However, she could redeem herself. And I don't know if you guys agree with that, but I'm curious to hear what you say. Okay, so no lie, please don't judge me, but I think the prerequisites for being president don't seem to matter. I know. I want the days back when the president had to have some experience no matter what party. Hello. Or they needed to know a little bit about, like, I don't know, civics and stuff or the law. How about the Constitution? How about them actually taking Constitution test? Okay, let me see if I can read this one. Oh yeah. Okay, so guys, anything else before we start to talk about the potential of their divorce? Hang on, let me see what Brian has to say. She can't enter any politics. Thank you, Brian. We needed another one. We had a couple people on here, Heather and Janet, who were setting us straight. She can't enter any politics with any royal or aristocratic British title. It's against our laws. UK politician Anthony Wedgwood, I got to put my glasses on, Ben had to renounce his to become an MP. Oh, okay. There you go. But okay, but Brian and Heather and Janet and whoever has the UK thing covered. Yeah, but you're saying that he was royal and that was British politics. Is it the same with any? Oh yeah, that's why you capitalized any. She can't enter any politics, meaning even in the US. Okay. Did you know that actors are not paid for reruns if they streamed online? It's one of the reasons they are on strike. Okay, so back in the day, because I have my SAG card as well, I've been in a handful of things, nothing super famous, but you did get paid. Oh, sorry, can you guys still hear me? You did get paid. So I think what Fran Drescher is saying is that, a lot of them aren't getting paid, or some of the streaming giants, like, again, I haven't followed the strike, but I know that I got my SAG card from being a voice on film, because I used to do these Disney things. So I was the voice on film. If I was the voice on TV, it would be a different contract because it would be AFTRA. And then streaming came along, and some streaming isn't considered to be film. That was what I know from the back in the day. So, but some contracts can change that. You can still have, like, the Friends contract, they make money every time there's a rerun, right? So I don't know. I don't know what the rules are now, and I haven't been paying attention, but I think hopefully I think that they deserve it if they're performing, right? Am I kidding about her acting? I don't like her acting. I'm not kidding. I didn't like her acting. Are you asking me? I don't know. Maybe you were commenting on somebody else. No, I don't like her acting. Well, I think she was good at acting in real life. Marked or markled is now in the dictionary. Do they say it's marked? It's now a verb. I thought it was markled. I don't know. Okay, I think it would be a conflict of interest since her in-laws are rulers of Great Britain. Yeah, and then I think there's that law. Oh my gosh. You know what, girl? I appreciate you being here, and I agreed with 90% of what you said, but I'm not getting into a tit for tat about whether or not Meghan's a great actress. Okay, I have my opinion, you have yours. I'm sure some other people on here think she's a great actress and others don't. So let's just drop it. Bobert has a GED, proof that anyone can be a lawmaker. Okay. And I don't really want to get into dropping like too many political names because I don't want anybody to start fighting about different parties. I don't know, kind of feel for Meghan. I really, really wonder why it is that somebody paid her bad. I mean, I'll take her over Kamala Harrison in Suits. She herself, I'm not real sure if that's acting. I mean, Meghan has a certain amount of appeal. She's beautiful, and but I think what's been going on, like with Harry and all of their crazy decisions, and it's just been crazy. It's just been insane, and it's been difficult. But I think you're right. Like, I would probably watch if they had the new season of Suits because it's getting interesting, and I would probably watch. No way, no how. What a joke. I have a political science degree. Thank you, Stephen. So tell me what you know of a potential celebrity royal. I think Brian and Heather and everybody's covered it, that it's not possible, but you never know. You never know. She's playing, okay. Thank you, Dino. Okay, so no, she can't redeem herself. She has caused way too much damage. Okay, it's just all kinds of wonky, not looking at her title and roles and things like that. It's just shaking my, okay, about her that gives off overreaching. Yeah, like when people up their resume get the job and fail terribly. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing about her trying to, let's say, what do they call it, grab the brass rings and like trying to really make it. Like, she's giving it her best shot, and I can appreciate that. But if you're you need to make a decision. If you were in the role of a royal and you married into the royal family, like, it doesn't seem like they took it very seriously, or she didn't, because all of a sudden it's like, I'm out of here. It's a tough gig. It's a tough gig relationally. And that, for me, is where I see Meghan's biggest flaws, is that relationally, in people that she works with or whatever, in family, she's a hot mess. That's my opinion. That's my opinion based on what I see. Do I really know? No. I'm only this is what history is. This is what news is, taking pieces of them, putting it out there, and then stating an opinion. I'm stating an opinion. I think her relational issues are the cause of everything. If she was able to communicate with her husband properly and then with the royal family in order to establish, I guess, common ground, yeah, and then she could have stayed there. But then, no, let's be the movie star again. Well, did you want to be a princess, or did you want to be the movie star? And then, like, when you're going to be the movie star, by the way, I don't want to lose my title, and my kids need to be prince and princess, which I don't blame her for that. But then step into your role respectfully as a royal. And then if you're going to continue to crash and burn on every single like she didn't have like, not a plan B, but sort of like a safety net, because the safety net should have been like, listen, we're going to try this, but we're in communication with the royal family. We're maintaining our relationship, and it's a priority for us to still be in good relationship with the queen and good relationship with the king. And if she had done that and then done all of these things, it would have been so different if they would have maintained that. They would have been extremely popular here, and we would have all been thrilled. When I say we, there's so many people who are royal fans in America, and they were on the periphery for a while, and all of us were like, yay, Meghan, yay, Harry. And then what we saw was basically what, I'm sorry, Bethany Frankel calls a botched job. They came to Hollywood and they didn't really know how to play it. So that's what I'm saying. They're paid a one-time fee with no residuals. I think that's a standard. That could be a standard SAG contract, but that doesn't apply to everyone. So people can have individual contracts too. So, but we'll see what happens, through this whole thing. I'm from Costa Rica. Love the gossip. Won't comment on other country politics. Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about other country politics either, but I'm glad you're here. Isn't this the same type of medical issue, believing you can be something you never can be? Grandiosity. It's a delusion. And yes. I mean, I don't know. But it's delusional. Because it's all here. It's this concept that's delusional. She has big kahunas. And that will help her in many ways. Markle can't act. She's good at standing still and smiling. Well, girl, she's not a citizen. Wait. Meghan's a citizen. U.S. citizens can't hold titles of nobility, and she's literally a princess with noble titles. And she actually, oh, wait a second. Okay, wait. Now I'm kind of breaking it down. Other Brits, help me with this. Goshik, are you saying that because she became a noble, that technically she would be, like, her U.S. citizenship wouldn't be legit anymore? Or does she have the dual citizenships? Or are you saying that, I don't know, I'm a bit confused, but that's a good point. If technically she's a British national now, but I don't know. I think because she was born in America, I don't know. I don't really know the law, but doesn't she have dual citizenship? I think that she does. She's pretty unlikable, but doesn't give political. She doesn't sort of read as I think she could play the part. But yeah, typo, markled. Okay. Okay, let's read about the money in case they get a divorce, at least the opinion. She would be required to drop royal title, which could be kept even if divorced. Aha. Okay, let me just get down here before we talk about the money. I don't want Harry involved in American politics. Me neither. Didn't Markle give a UN speech this year? I don't know. This is just a PR stunt. And this is a really good point, because we have so many of them, don't we, darling? It's always something. Wait, I missed one of the more important things. This is what I wanted to talk about. Okay, so this article was about how much will she make in the event that there is a divorce. And then hopefully I'll be able to catch some of your comments. Hang on a minute. So this is what they're saying. They're saying that the money that she would get would be about $80 million. Wrong thing again. Okay. They're saying that she would make about $80 million. Okay. So somebody happened to ask, a prenuptial, do they have a prenuptial? What is she obligated? What should she make? So and everybody's like, oh, they're in such a deep controversial divide right now. Like, things are really tough for them. So it says, now the failure of several of their work projects have reportedly led the couple to contemplate divorce. And this is allegedly. Like, definitely the divorce rumors have reached a fever pitch. They've been going on since 2020, at least. It's claimed they have not been able to generate money from their projects since the death of Queen Elizabeth. Given the growing rumors of a separation, the British press has begun to speculate what the economic agreement could be for the American actress. And it is even rumored that there is a prenuptial agreement that would send a fortune in the way of Markle. It's claimed that the agreement did not go down well with King Charles III, who did not agree with the prearranged amount. The alleged clause reportedly stipulates that Meghan should receive $80 million for the support of their children, Lilibet and Archie, according to the Daily newspaper. But then it says the economic issue would not be the only complication in this divorce, given it would be Harry himself who would have full custody of the children. I don't know about that. Just saying. And this is something Markle does not agree with, obviously. So she would also try to fight for custody of the children. Custody would be the main bone of contention for the divorce. The relationship has reportedly deteriorated since the pandemic due to financial issues, job failure, economic recessions, and also the death of Harry's grandparents, Philip and Queen Elizabeth, all of which prevented the couple from excelling in their work projects. What? No. What prevented them from excelling in their work projects was them. In mid-July, the couple lost $20 million contract with Spotify after Meghan's podcast, Archetypes, did not generate enough revenue to get a renewal for a second season. While the documentary they made for Netflix, Harry and Meghan, which chronicled their love story amid media harassment, failed to get an Emmy nomination. Okay, in Harry's case, the British Crown would give its support to the Duke of Sussex, as King Charles has reportedly told his youngest son that he could regain his royal privileges once divorced. Wait, we got to break this down. I want you guys to sit on that for a second because I'm going to finish reading it and I want to hear what you have to say. I'm going to read that again. In Harry's case, the British Crown would give its support to the Duke of Sussex, as King Charles has reportedly told his youngest son that he could regain his royal privileges once divorced. However, Meghan also wants to keep her title as Duchess of Sussex to remain a member of the British Royals, and that is the case even if the divorce plays out. Okay, guys, you ready? That was really my knuckles cracking. Okay. Whew, I don't even know how far to go back on this one. Okay, let me go back. Okay, wait, I think I'm here. Okay, I'm going to start with Christian. I would be a hot mess if all of a sudden my personal life, yes, was out there for the world to see. What her father did was a total crappy move. Yeah, but you know what? Then they did the same thing. They did the same thing he did to them, then they did it to the royal family. So, you know, and he's apologized and whatever. They haven't really forgiven him at all. So there's a lot more there. Okay, so not true. I know someone born in New York City who is titled as lady on all of her bank statements. There you go. Okay. Her children do, I would imagine, so does she. Okay. So didn't Harry leave to get away from the royals long before Meghan came into the picture? No. He was still with them. Did he kind of exhibit some frustration with them? Yes, but he did not leave the royals. He was still working. Dual or not, it's against our laws for titled persons to be in politics. Okay. Good. I'm glad we know that. Harry and Meghan are house shopping. They are not getting a divorce while looking for new homes. Okay. I'm going to mention something that I heard as well. Okay. I heard not about them specifically, but it's like news out in California. Everybody knows that the house being sold, like, oh, we're just selling a house, in many cases is code for divorce. They'll say they're looking for another place. And I think you're right. I think they're probably moving to Malibu. But there is an argument to be made that when a house is up for sale, that is code, especially when there's been difficulty in the marriages. In Hollywood, it's usually like, okay, it's on the market. That must mean that they're filing papers and they have to have the official separation, yada, yada, yada. So that's the only reason why I believe they probably are shopping for houses. But I don't think that that means that they're not getting a divorce. I don't think it means that they are, but I don't think that it rules it out. Okay, so I wonder what the next book after Spear is going to be. Oh, girl. I don't know if it's girl. I don't know. I don't know, but he said he had 400 more pages. 400 more pages. Okay. There's a long age proposed constitutional amendment that is still eligible for ratification that would strip American citizenship from a citizen who accepted a royal title. Oh, that is interesting. There's all kinds of immigration laws that, like, because I'm involved with, adoption and stuff. Do you know if you're adopted and you come into this country, even if it's like from birth, you cannot run for president? Okay, so Brian, no, she could no longer be Duchess Meghan. Any title after divorce would be using Harry as she holds the title. She never has been styled princess. Okay. I thought though she could keep the Duchess title. I thought that. Wasn't Fergie broke after divorcing Andrew? Maybe history. Yes. But you know what she did? I mean, she may not have made, I don't know, maybe she did make millions, but she did go out and start something. Like, she started writing children's books. She went out there, like, and as quirky and, I don't know, out of the box as Fergie is, she always still showed respect, with the exception of the toe incident, but I'm not going to go too much into that. But for the royal family in general, So yeah. That's a change of name technically. I'm a lord. Ooh, Lord Stephen. But I mean, can we please remember Diana for a second? Yes. It's not like all of a sudden we realized the royal family was a mess. Yes, that is true. I honestly think the royal family trying to shift the blame on. Okay. So we've gone back and forth with this, but I know you haven't been on like for a long time. I think most regulars here, like we do, like there's a lot of dysfunction historically there. And that is 1,000% true. And Harry himself, like, why is he going through this? Why is he struggling? I mean, I don't think he had the best parenting. I mean, Diana died, and that was the worst thing that he had to go through, and we all had to see. That's why we were rooting for him. And I don't think Charles was all warm and fuzzy. I think he was off with Camilla. And then so for him to have to go to the coronation, I think that that's difficult. Now, William had to as well, but everybody's wired differently. But yes, I think that's the fascination, Christian, is that, what is it about them that we're fascinated with? Like, it's the sort of the pretense of perfection in the midst of all of the messiness. And the one thing personally I always liked about Harry was that he was the one who he seemed like he was a regular guy. And when he came out to do all this stuff with Meghan, in my opinion, again, this is just me, I think he showed his lack of intelligence, his lack of discernment, and the fact that he was clueless in many, many cases. So, and he showed his entitled side. And so none of us wanted to see that. I think the way that the media was portraying him before, honestly, he looked better in the past as being sort of that cute, guy. He was just a regular guy's guy, So I don't know. Meaning Meghan and Harry, the whole coronation had me weak in the knees. Meghan and Harry have become the whack-a-moles to the royal family. Yes, like kids were acting out. Maybe, yes. I know. Well, kids were acting out, but the thing is, Meghan wasn't at the coronation, by the way. But they could have, let's say, answered the invitation earlier. Meghan didn't even come. They didn't come to the Queen's Christmas events. Your grandmother is getting old, really old, and she's one of the most well-respected, oldest icons in the world, and you get to meet her, and maybe you get to present your children to her as well as a memory. They won't remember it, but let's say they had a picture. Let's say they had something, like they had those opportunities. Check. They checked them off. Even this Balmoral trip that they were invited to. So I'm just saying. Okay. Yep. After divorce and no prenup, she would get 25 million. I read. Okay. 25, so not 80. Although she's, they've made some money, but I don't know what they've been spending or what they have to pay back. Yes, Meghan would probably be reduced to Lady Henry Mountbatten Windsor. She could no longer be Duchess, as that title would be transferred to Harry's future wife. Ooh, that's an interesting thought. She couldn't be any worse than the presidents we've had. Well, I will not agree or disagree with that, but I think that was a very concise statement. I've studied the issue on title since junior high school. Wow. I would have loved to have studied that stuff. I'm jealous. No, Meghan is not running for president. No one wants her. I am a very progressive Democrat, as is everyone I know. No one. I was going to say that, Kay. I was going to say, well, I did say that this is not about, Democrat or Republican. Her popularity is bad on either side. Like, a lot of people that are in Hollywood aren't even talking to her right now. So, yeah. She could keep Duchess title after divorce. I read in the Daily Mail after divorce. The new book by Harry would be Why I Divorced My Wife and Didn't Spare Her Feelings. Ooh. Do you guys think it would, how would Meghan play out with a divorce? How would they play out? Okay, so let's talk about this. They're both going to be in Singapore. Harry's going to be in Singapore. I want to go to Singapore. My son has come back from Singapore twice, just raving about the place. Okay, so Harry's going to be in a polo match in August, and then the Earthshot Awards are going to be in Singapore, I believe, in November. So Will and Kate will go there, although Will is going alone to New York for the nominations. Oh, you guys didn't see that. Sorry. Hold on a second. Okay. Yeah. Earthshot Awards. Meghan would still be Duchess because she gave birth to a prince and princess. Yeah, I think we're not clear on this right now. We really aren't. Okay, so there is this thing called, I think it's called Travel List, that Harry was involved in. It's sort of like, it's a nonprofit connected to like Travelocity and all of that. So, and it has to do with emissions and all of that. And apparently he was very involved, but they're not even mentioning him anymore in the papers, and so he's just very unpopular. What somebody just said about Meghan and progressives, that is true too, because a lot of Hollywood won't even talk to her. And some of it is not even that they dislike them. It's that they understand that their loyalties need to be to the king and to Prince William and Kate over Harry and Meghan. So there's this political issue of like, whose side, who do we show our support for if we want to maintain our relationship with the royal family? And the Beckhams, who got in a fight with Meghan and Harry because Meghan was like, ooh, Victoria must have told everybody where I'm getting my hair done. No, Posh Spice, she don't talk like that. But anyhow, so they don't even like them. Like they don't even, and so there's all these people that don't even want to talk to them. Okay, so then this was in the news. I mean, what we're seeing recently is that Kate is staying home a lot more to kind of hang out with the kids and parent them. So Meghan would still be a duchess because she gave birth. Okay, hold on. And so I just put this up there because I thought it was interesting because, guys, we're going to have like preteens and teens soon with the royal family. Sorry, the train is coming by again. I live in a little train town in the summertime. It's so quaint. Okay. So Kate reveals whether she or the prince are stricter. The Princess of Wales has offered insight into how she and Prince of Wales parent their 3 children following the coronation of King Charles III last May. William and Kate hosted a garden party in Buckingham Palace where they met with thousands of specially invited guests. And Kate Middleton spoke with one 93-year-old guest, Aldith Gradison, and her daughter. The mother of 3 revealed which parent is strict and the other one, and who's not in the household. So she says, I'm terrible at jokes, Kate said. She then revealed that her husband is very good at telling jokes. If he was here, he would crack a pun. Princess Kate's response prompted Grandison to label the royal as the strict one in the family, to which she jokingly replied, I'm definitely not strict. How can you tell that? Surely not. The Prince and Princess of Wales are parents to the 3. We know that. The royal couple have previously opened up about the challenges of parenting in a recent video. Kate addressed the financial struggles that many parents around the world go through. Every family's different. I want to see where she says who's stricter. She's saying she's not strict. So both William and Kate have showcased their own parenting skills over the year. Their youngest son, Louis, famously, oh my gosh, he's so cute. Then the 4-year-old boy was seen pulling the faces, sticking out his tongue. I wouldn't have been as patient as she was. Their parenting skills even caught the attention of the super nanny, Jo Frost, after a video captured. She said, love how mom is addressing in public Prince Louis is needing to listen. So I don't know. I guess Kate's the stricter one, even though she said no. Doesn't matter. Okay, so let's read what you guys have to say, and then we'll call it a night. We will call it a night. Here we got some good. You can't hear the train? They are so quaint, these trains. I'm only 2 blocks from it. So Harry's physiology in the book had me super confused on the fact that he couldn't cry after his mother died. That's a really good point. Sorry, spoiler alert. What did you think of that? Most children who can't deal with, okay. So I'm not an expert, but I have 7 kids and 5 of them were adopted and several of them over the age of 5 after having intense losses. Sometimes when there's a tragedy, they can't grasp it, both because of their age and because they're in survival mode. His mom died. He was probably trying to figure out what was going on. Sometimes they express all the grief decades later, like years later, when they all of a sudden feel safe to be able to speak it out. That is one thing that I will say about Meghan. I think him being with Meghan and away from the royal family made him feel like he could just. Problem was nobody taught him how to be able to edit his feelings and be able to maybe put it on paper or put it somewhere that was private, right? He had to do it in public. And I think that was a way to protect himself as well. He wanted to do it in public because then he'll have other people, supporting him supposedly or whatever. So it backfired, but I think that's it. So he didn't cry, and it's not uncommon. It's sad, but it's not that uncommon. And grief is different for everybody, but he's clearly grieved the loss of his mom, but it's in different ways. Maybe like elevating his wife to that position. It's crazy, but doesn't matter if she gave birth or not. She was a commoner and could not keep a title that she wasn't born to have. Okay. Fergie's still Sarah, the Duchess of York, after her divorce. I am so confused. I don't even know. Okay. Traumas end up acting on them later. Yes. Down the road. It's not like Charles was the best. No, I am in agreement of everything you said, Christian. Okay. You really are an amazing person with so many children and intelligent doing these. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, guys, my sister, Denise, wrote a couple books about this house. Well, she put together the diaries. I'm working on a book about this house, about how I got it, and it's very awesome. So thank you, Stephen, for buying that. That's really awesome. And that's just how we grew our family, and it was tough, but we learned a lot. So I was adopted too. I think that's why I feel for him. He definitely was trauma bonding for sure. Yeah. And that is the thing. I think, at the end of the day, I think people wanted them to succeed. Like, I wouldn't be mad if all of a sudden he goes over to Africa and creates a massive hit out of some show that he's doing that isn't all about bashing other people. And I don't think I would ever have been upset with their major success if they did it in a positive way, right? But it was so brutal. And it seems so clumsy, Christian. It was like so clumsy. So childhood trauma can leave a chemical, yes, mark on genes, which can be passed down to the future generations. Harry has changed forever, and maybe his kids. I know. I was just talking to my daughter about that the other night. Okay, so guys, I want to thank you for watching this live tonight. We will come back on. Thank you. I do have some things, like some links and stuff. I'm just going to shout this out. I meant to have a graphic. There's a new herbal weight loss and also mood kind of enhancer herbal thing called Pure Magic that I'm an affiliate of. Amazing results. That's one of my links. Some of the other links that I have, I think I put the books on there, and then there's I have a lot of supplements. I have like a life insurance link that you can just click through to. And I just appreciate it. Please do like, subscribe. Here, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok. I think I mentioned all the things, but I like YouTube the best. Okay, so anyhow, I'll talk to you guys. Wait, let me see. Harry, I think let's come on the next time and talk about the title thing. I really want to talk about the title and get to the bottom of it. And I think um we need to figure it out. Okay. Anyhow, bye guys. Thank you so much and have an excellent